I want to ask, should companies be allowed to shut out customers on the basis of their politics? If they don't approve of what you say in the media, perhaps you're a politician, if you say something they don't like, should they be able to say, you know what, we're washing our hands of you? What do you think, David?
This is something that's been building over 20 years. I mean, the very first party that was shut out of a bank account, I think, was the BNP. Now, I think that some of what they say is deplorable. I mean, some of them would say that I'm not British because of the colour of my skin. But then it moved on from them to Tommy Robinson. Again, you know, there's someone that people don't like to talk about. Then Katie Hopkins, then Lawrence Fox, now Nigel Farage. So it started at people at the fringes, and now it's come into the mainstream. So
you see it as growing in momentum?
Yeah, I mean, it's over 20 years. It started with, you know, people that no one would defend. And now it's someone who was the leader of UKIP back in the day, who won a European election, you know, as the biggest party in the UK in terms of votes in 2014. So it's come right now into the centre of the mainstream.
And David has a point, and it's happened to the Free Speech Union as well. And in the so-called liberal Canada, of course, they did it to the truckers who were protesting and cut off their access to their banks as well.
Last week, and then I got a rather surprising letter from them saying rather extreme things like the relationship between us has irrevocably broken down. I thought, oh, really? This is the first I've heard about it on this letter. And so we're going to close your account. End of story. You've got 14 days to take the money out of the account, and that's it. So that's where we are now.
Scandalous. So you protested very politely. They disagreed with your stance and said they could no longer work with you. Your relationship was broken beyond repair.
That's right.
But we know that people that are murderers, rapists and paedophiles have bank accounts.
Really?
You know, lots of terrible people have bank accounts. You just happen to have conservative views on sexual ethics.
In this modern Western world of ours, the freedom to transact is bound up inescapably with the right to have a bank account. Deprived of that everyday commonplace technicality, we cannot function in the myriad ways necessary to maintain modern existence. Without a bank account, we cannot receive a salary, we cannot pay our bills, we cannot obtain or service a mortgage or lease a car, we can't borrow money. In an increasingly cashless society, we can't even buy a loaf of bread. The list of impossibles or next to impossibles born of no bank account is long. To be deprived of a bank account is to be the victim of social murder. At the very least, it is a modern-day equivalent of excommunication.
You know, that's that bullshit that I'm talking about. That, you know, I'm talking about what happened to me, but it obviously happens everywhere to all of us. You know what I mean? And we gotta somehow, some way get these people out of our way, or not support what they're doing and producing. You know, some of these mainstream outlets are really just an extension of these corporate conglomerates who want to, you know, kind of control our emotions, control our movement, control our spinning, control our personalities, control our mind. And, you know, what we gonna do about it, like, at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna just sit here and let it happen day after day till we're steamrolled and wore out and have no fight in us? Or are we gonna stand up where we can? You know what I mean? And push back when we can. I know everybody can't in all situations, and don't feel bad when you can't. But when you can and you know you can, do it.
Yes.
Do it. Like, when you have the leverage, take it.
Yeah.
You know? Take it. Like UFC, when you got the leverage, you got to go.
Yeah.
Use that to your advantage. You might not always have the leverage. You might not always have, you know, the right timing. But when you do, when you can, we gotta buck back, you know. If not, we're just gonna continue to get steamrolled and not be heard and canceled and all this kind of stupid stuff.
Yeah, we're just repeating patterns that have played out throughout history.
Yes.
When people get power, they want to have ultimate power. They want more power.